Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of Self Made. I'm your host Andres.
I'm Nash.
And I'm Akeem. And today topics will be red flags in a relationship. This is a common topic in the media. Well, nonetheless, what is the meaning of red flag in a relationship? Well, in a relationship, red flags are signs that the person probably can have a healthy relationship and proceedings down the road together would be emotionally dangerous. And this was explained by Dr. Wendy Walsh, a clinical physiologist who specializes in relationship. What do you guys think?
Well, what do you what do you consider a red flag? Well, like a red flag in a sense is like when you're talking to someone that you're um involved with romantically, or like you're just starting to like talk to them, like get to know them. And like say if you bring up like a topic like what happened with them in their last relationship, or like why are they not in relationships long enough to like say that it's been a successful relationship, or they just are just closed off to themselves, like why? But then they can never really give you a straightforward answer, or their actions that they like do when you're on dates and stuff like that, you don't like it, so you perceive that to be as a red flag.
Yeah,
So
I consider a red flag as well. Going by from what Nash said is not being able to trust the person. Like obviously it's a given that you're not gonna trust the person right away off the bat, but like holding back and not like refusing to like I would say talk about like how you are in the relationship like in the past, how everything happened. Like I feel like a red flag for me personally is like I guess you can say like not being able to trust and not giving the person a chance to kind of like earn that trust. You know what I mean?
yeah, but at the same time, it's just like, what if they're not ready to tell you about what they've been through? Like it's just them, like it was just too painful for them to even like express that to you, even though you may have or may not have been talking for that long.
Yeah, which is fair, but at the same time, it's like you like say you go through something that was like obviously like painful in the past, and you give yourself enough time to heal and whatnot. Like at the end of the day, it's up to you, however long you think you may need. But when you're ready to go back out there and to meet somebody, obviously you're
You
gonna
have
be
to
a
be
little bit
prepared for it.
reserved. Yeah, you'll be a little bit reserved at first, but eventually, like say you're like third, fourth day, like at that point,
You should
things
be
are starting
prepared,
to go.
yeah.
Yeah, things are starting to go a little bit well. Like at that point, if you've been on like 4 or 5 days or so, like at that point, you should be able to. I wouldn't say give yourself to that person because I don't think. I think that's just. I think something that you have to earn, but definitely like be able to at least open up a little bit and like start like at least trust and see and like kind of go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I understand what you're all saying, but I think it all depends on what that person have on their mind, what they holding back, because you never know. It might be something traumatizing that they're holding back, they're not ready to share, and they might feeling like telling you this could be, it could put more pressure on her and maybe the relationship, and maybe sh the partner will think that you're looking on them differently.
Yeah, I get that. I get that as well. If it's something like what you're saying, like traumatizing, some people might see that as like, hey, like if I tell you this, it might become a red flag for you, right? But at the same time, it's like no one said like it's not like you have to like tell them everything that happened in your life, but like certain things that you are able to share, like you should like I think like you like at that point you should be able to kind of open up a little bit and let them in, because otherwise, how you like if you've been on like 4 or 5 days, how do you expect that to go any further if you're not able to let them in, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be more difficult for them to like be able to, well, one, trust you, and like two, like be able to like say, hey, like, you know, I actually consider this person to be like, you know, the one, or someone I actually enjoy talking to, and I want to see where things go in the future, if there is a future for us. But how are you supposed to know that if you don't know what's on their mind because they failed or don't feel the need to like express that yet, because they still are going through like the healing process, but they just not necessarily force themselves, but they thought that they were ready to go out back into the world and be like, you know what, I can take on these challenges.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like Akeem, uh, what do you consider a red flag?
Well, like definition I gave by Dr. Wendy, it's something that a person, something that a person probably can't handle or willing to tolerate to have a healthy relationship. For example, if you're talking to someone and they have an addiction to alcohol or drugs, I mean that would be a red flag for me. You know,
Okay, but at that point, is it a red flag meaning like you'll stop the relationship or you'll be willing to help? Like, is this a red flag that you would encounter when you're already in the relationship or going into the relationship?
well, it could be both. But if I'm already in a relationship, um, I, I think I might have just try to help the person through it first, you know, and proceed from there. But otherwise, if it's just started, it could mean that I wouldn't want to go in a relationship at that point.
How about like red flags when you're like I guess like for all of us, how about red flags when you're just starting out? Like say you're going on like a first or second date. Like obviously it's not gonna go like into that deep, but like red flags, like do you guys like what are some red flags that you guys consider to be when you're first going out, when you're like on a first date or second date type of thing?
So like, let's see, like not being, well, for certain, like for some people, not for me personally, but like if you're going out and then you're late, but like let's say 30 minutes and you didn't give no updates, like that's a red flag.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean as well. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. That's one of the things for me as well. Well, I feel like also like being like I don't know, cause like there's some people that when you first go on a date, like the first date, the second date, they focus just on like themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
one thing
but
for
they
me.
don't really care
Just
about you.
yeah,
Like,
it's like they're
mhm.
trying to like impress you in some type of way. You know what I mean? That for me is a red flag. Not being able to communicate and like learn about the other person and just talk about yourself. That's one for me as well. For like the first couple of days. What about you, Kim?
Well, I would say for the first or second date would be like, maybe the person that you're on a date with, maybe they came out of a relationship. Maybe they have an ex or they just came out of a relationship and you're talking and they'd be like, my ex used to do this or my
Oh,
ex used to do that. I think that would be a red flag for me because we didn't go
yeah.
on a date to talk about your previous relationship.
Yeah, one of those. Okay, like how about this? Do you guys think it's a red flag if you're out with the person and you're asking them why their relationship ended, like their last one, but they're refusing to answer? Do you guys think that's a red flag?
No, because I'm respecting their privacy on the matter instead of like forcing them to like come up with the answer. Like I have to be respectful of like their decision to like not share that with me as of yet. But like there is gonna be a point in time where, like, maybe on like the next couple of dates where we're gonna be doing something and it's gonna come out. That's when I'll be like, okay, like I appreciate it, but I'm not gonna be pressing on the matter saying, yo, like why you guys break up? Like I need to know. Like that is also a red flag because it's just like you're like pushing for an answer when you can just see that they're like not ready at all. Like they're just, you know, just trying to go about having a good time with you and not having it just basically focused on just them and their past relationship. I consider that to be a red flag. If someone's asking me that question, like, "Oh, why did you break up with so and so?"
Yeah, but what if you
When it's
ask
not
them
like it's not
and
really like your business. Like
yeah,
it
I
is
guess
your
so.
business, but at the same time, it's not. You know?
It could also be considered as coming on too strong, which is also another red flag.
Mhm.
But
Exactly.
but then also, say you're asking them and they're all about like answering, but they're trying to like beat around the bush, and it's not like they want to answer the truth, but it's like you're asking them and they're trying to give you an answer, but they're like beating around the bush and they're being like very secretive about it.
hmm
Is that like different? Like, would you consider that a red flag?
Like them beating around the bush to tell me like what it is.
Yeah, I'd rather just straight up tell me like you're not ready to talk about it rather than tell me, yeah, I'll tell you, but then I'm not telling you at the same time,
Yeah,
right?
I'd rather you say that rather than just not tell me at all. Like tell me that like in due time, like when I feel like I am ready, then I will tell you. Other than just me just waiting on you to tell me, and then I bring it up again, and then that starts an argument for no reason that I did not intend to have. So
So, would you guys think that they're hiding something? Would you like
no, I
preserve?
wouldn't think that they're hiding something. That doesn't give me enough to say that because it's just like the first couple of dates. Like I'm just getting to know them. I can't just be like, I'm gonna get everything I need to know about this person right off the jump. No, I'm gonna take my time to get to know the person. So I'm gonna give them
Yeah.
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I would think they're being conservative rather than like holding back. I just think I think at that point I would think they're being careful because maybe in the relationship they trusted too quickly and now they're being more to themselves, which is understandable if you went through a pretty like bad relationship in the past. Then yeah, for the next one you're gonna be very like cautious.
So
But I
that mean,
do. Well, go ahead.
so that mean by 3 months into the relationship, you should know the reason.
Yeah, in my opinion, I
Yeah, you
think
should.
yeah, 3 months, like 3 months, like if you guys think about it, like nowadays, like people around like our age range, when you get past that like 3 to 6 month period, like at that point, like you have to consider it to be like a serious relationship. Like you should know like stuff like this. I think you should definitely know that. And
I
if you
mean,
don't,
um,
problem come.
sometimes you have to like communicate these things because some people they will be in a relationship, but they're not intended to. They, they're not feeling like it's serious. Yeah, 'cause sometimes you can like 3 months pass. Is it serious? Are we creating a life together? But for the most part, most people would think that after 3 months it would be serious.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that also depends on the person and what, but I think that depends on like you and your partner to classify why you consider to be serious. At that point, you have to like obviously have the conversation and be like, I consider serious a couple of months, this and that. Like at that point, it's like a different conversation, like a different topic. Do you guys have like anything to add about like red flags?
Um, just don't go based off of when you when you're on a date or just talking to someone. Don't just base a red flag that you consider to be a red flag. Like you just project it onto the person. There's no need for that. Like if you really are interested in this person, then not like take away the whole red flag stigma, basically, because it's just literally something that was put into the media like not too long ago, that was like put over like Twitter, Instagram, like any like social media platform whatsoever. Take away that and just sit down and have like a proper conversation with the person and see for yourself, without the whole red flags and everything, see for yourself how they are with you as a person, and then just have a regular conversation with them and talk to them more about them. And then when they ask you questions, you can also answer your questions as well. So there's a balance in between, rather than just it being one-sided.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, there you guys have it. Our thoughts about red flags in relationship. It's been your host, Andres.
Hakeem.
Nah?
And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for listening.